seduction, sex, lifestyle. For the true player at heart, Global SLR presents the real kings of pickup. Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Be the best and fuck the rest.
Welcome to another kick-ass killer episode of the Kings of Pickup, the real Kings of Pickup. I'm Vince Kelvin, and we have with us my spiritual brother, the man I turn to for advice, myself, Arash motherfucking Dibazar. So, Arash, I'll pass it to you right away. I know you're going through phenomenal, fantastic, astonishing things that even the greatest words out there couldn't describe.
Yeah, thank you, brother. At the same time, someone just commented on your picture about this call, and he says, what's the number? I don't know how smart you have to be to look at the picture that has a number on it and ask, what's the fucking number? So that's part of the shit.
I know, I just replied, so I think it's going to be okay.
Well, I tell you, Vince, I've prepared my entire life to be where I'm at today. And as I announced after last night, what's today, Monday? Yeah, after tonight, I won't be doing one-on-ones anymore. I raised the price to $50,000 for a one-on-one, and the reason why I did that is I don't think anyone's going to pay it. So that's why I say I'm not doing it. I don't think anybody online today is like, oh, yeah, I want to pay you $50,000. So if somebody does, then I have to raise it to $100,000 right after that, because I've worked my entire life to be the person that I am so that I can connect up, as my old teacher Manu would say to me, connect up to the chi line. And I understand what that means now, as I've connected up to the chi line, and the amount of power and understanding and wisdom that I hold in my quote-unquote body is beyond measure. So I'm very excited to answer all calls tonight. Everybody should truly understand that it's going to be extremely rare to get me to answer questions. I'm doing this because Vince and I have a commitment to this, and I'm going to continue doing it. I'll be in Vegas again because Vince and I have a commitment to be there. But what it will take for me to teach will be somebody like Vince that I admire and I respect to do something, and I will be there. Otherwise, for myself, I'm now done teaching everybody. And I'm sorry that it took you so long to understand what was in front of you. So I hope you have some good questions, because the answers I'm going to give you are going to come from a different world, and you won't be able to find the answers anywhere here. So I'm ready to get started.
Yes. Wow. So, gentlemen, seize the opportunity. I remember my mentor Jim Rohn used to always say, "Wow, you gotta take advantage of learning opportunity while it's there." And I always remember hearing that from him. And one day I thought, hey, I wonder what Jim Rohn is doing these days. And that's when I found out he had passed away. So you got to step it up, gentlemen. I'm psyched on my side. Unique opportunity came around this afternoon, and I'm part of a new series that's going to come out, a show. It's on music. It's called The Music Between Us, and it's produced by a gentleman whose credit includes his producer for Green Day, Madonna, Jay-Z, Beyonce, it goes on and on, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and they wanted also a view on music from people who are from different fields. So they picked me as a pickup artist, and the interview was all what's related to what song were you listening to when you bedded your first girl, and so on. So it was super cool, total pro, and it's going to be out before we know it, a couple of months. So I'm super psyched about all those TV and different projects that are coming. We're ready to answer your questions. I had to mute most of you guys because there were too many sounds in the background. So please make an effort so we can unmute the lines. And who will take the first question of the evening? You can always press *6 to mute or unmute on your side. And most of you are muted, so I'll do my best to unmute a few of you, but please keep the lines clear in the background. First question of the evening. Who's asking it? All right, guys, you got to wake the fuck up. You just heard Arash.
Crickets. I'll ask the first question. What's up, guys? It's David G. Hope you guys are, everybody's doing well. I have a question that might seem generic, but I think it's something that's always on people's minds, and it's a misconception that most guys have, including myself. And it has to do with value. So I never really understood fully what it meant, and I see a lot of guys in the forums asking that too. My question is, what is value, and how can we as a man constantly raise it? And, you know, going back to like mystery method, like pre-selection, like all the switches and then money status, but I always felt that there was like a deeper aspect, or like it keeps going, like, they always say like DHV, demonstrate higher value. So my question is, how can we as a man constantly raise our value to make sure we are the best, highest valuable male that we could be ourselves to, in return, attract the highest value female?
Okay, I'll start with this. That is answered in this way. Value is something that is based on each individual. So for example, I was at the gym today and a guy said, "Hey, do you still have your Jeep?" I used to have this giant Jeep. I said, "No." He said, "Oh my God, really? That was like the coolest car I've ever seen." I said, "Yeah, I got a Cadillac instead." And he's like, "Oh man, why?" Well, I value Cadillac much more than the Jeep. But for him, he values the Jeep more than the Cadillac. He likes to go off-roading. So when you say, how do we continuously raise our value for the woman, you're acting like the woman is one entity, and then she isn't. What you need to find out is your target, the people you're talking to, the women you want to be with, what they value the most. Now, there are certain things that women value in general. For example, men who have other women, men who have status. Those things are true. So that's easily answered by saying, get more women, have more status, have more money, have more power. Natural. Same thing that you would want if there was no women around. You still want to have more women around. You still want to have more power in your life. You want to have more friends. You want to be more connected. You want to have better toys. That's what the general value is. However, if you want to get into a high level of seduction of the gods, where you can get in there and seduce anybody, any goddamn person I can have, then you have to understand that you look at your target and you study your target and you get inside their mind and you find out what it is that they value the most. What is driving their fantasy? That is the value you give them. Otherwise, if you get to a general value raise, then that's really simple. Just find out what it is that you like to have around you, what are the things that you value, and raise those. It's a very simple question, and there's nothing mysterious or mystical about raising value. We all know when we see a guy who's driving a Lamborghini, we don't have to think twice about it. We go, damn, that's nice. So get a fucking Lamborghini. And if you have a Lamborghini, then you see a guy with a Bugatti, or you see a guy with 4 Lamborghinis with different colors, you go, damn. Well, that's how you raise your value with cars. When you see a guy who has a really nice body, even guys go, damn, look at that guy's body. Well, guess what? That's how you raise your value with body. And it's so fucking simple, but what happens is you guys start getting to your head and you start talking to yourselves, and it just gets this confusing mess starts happening. It's much simpler than anybody can imagine. What do you value? There's your value. If you want to get deeper into seduction, then find out what your target specifically values. As an example of that is, a woman may value having a house, roof over her head, more than anything else at the moment, because I just spoke to a girl right now, just literally 30 minutes ago. And she was telling me the only reason why she stays with her boyfriend, as terrible as everything is that he provides the house. And she has nowhere to go. So she'll put up with every kind of bullshit. Now, if I had said to her, you could come live with me, I would have taken her a second, right? Because that is what she values more than anything else. I could have said, here's some money, here's some dick, here's a car, let's go. She would have said, that's great, but I need to fucking have a roof over my head because I have a daughter and I can't let her be in the street. So that's how you get deeper into seduction. That's my answer.
It's a beautiful, godlike answer, Arash.
Thank you.
On my side, I'm going to give you one word. One word. Awareness. Awareness. Because a lot of guys mind fuck themselves when they start with the question, how do I raise my value? Because that in itself presupposes that their value isn't there. So, at this level of yourself, at a personal level, it's about awareness of your own value in your own ways. And a guy may have less value or more value than he's aware of, but his own personal awareness will radiate. Then it's the awareness of value in all things, in all responses. My escalation is based on one realization. There's no bad or good answers from women. Whatever they give you, you can utilize it. So you got to see value everywhere. And then, of course, also 2 more levels, recognizing value all around you and in everything in your life. Many guys say, I still live with my parents. I'm afraid to tell girls. Well, it all depends how you present it. There's so many guys that are older whose parents are gone. I remember growing up, I would hear my mom again and again after she lost both of her parents say, oh my God, what I wouldn't do for one day with my parents. Okay? So the guy recognizes the value there and he tells the girl, you know what? I know I'm still living with my parents, but I feel so grateful. And he tells the little story that I just told. Wow, that's moving. And then to value yourself enough to take care of yourself, to value yourself enough that if you see a hot car, you can eventually get it. And to value yourself enough to put in the work. So those are the different levels of awareness. Personal awareness that who you are is a truly valuable individual, but you've been told otherwise and you bought into the bullshit. So it's about self-acceptance. And the more you accept yourself as you are, the way you are, the more people will recognize your own value that you had not seen before. And then it's about valuing anything that women can throw at you, not accepting it or thinking that it was the right choice from them. But fuck them. What matters is you, and then you can play with anything. Girl says, fuck you. You go, wow, you're too fast for me, sweetheart. You say fuck and me in one sentence, and I don't even know you. Slow down. So you can escalate from everything, and then also value all around you, any event of your life. It all, in movies, they always can make a story from anything because they see the value there. And finally, to value yourself enough to know that there's nothing you can see on the outside, that if you hustle properly, give it the time, seek the knowledge, you cannot have yourself. So when the best combination is a blend of all 4, when your lifestyle is what others perceive as value, when regardless of that and with that on top of it, you value yourself, when you find value in everything around you, then it's just like sainthood, I was going to say. But anyway, so we're ready for the next question, gentlemen. Please make an effort to mute your lines if you're in a loud place. If you want to ask a question and you're currently muted, just press *6 to unmute. Who's taking the next question? Thank you, David, by the way.
Hey, Paul from San Francisco. I'll take a question, just sort of an expansion on what you talked about, value awareness and neediness. Like, how does neediness factor in on your self-awareness and your value? You could do, like, the exercises to talk to, like, 10, 20 different girls in the club and still come across as needy. So what are some things, for the inner game or the same type of speech that could help?
What do you think, Arash?
You know what? It was hard for me to understand it. So you're saying, can you repeat that? I don't know why the fuck I couldn't catch that. Say that again.
Sure. Neediness. Like Vince talked about self-awareness and value, but how neediness factors into that equation. Because in a club, you can go around talking to 10 different girls, and you can come across as needy, I'm sure, to some who are observing you. So just some stuff to put that into perspective and in check.
Yeah, you know what? The question doesn't make sense to me. So maybe Vince, you could answer it because I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a super rapid answer. First, you got to be honest with yourself. Before you ask such question, how often do you go around and talk to 10 girls in the nightclub? I haven't seen you do that much, okay? So as a general guideline, gentlemen, take the action. The action will lead to the question, a better question. If you ask the question without the action, then it's delusion. Now, neediness is simple. When do we get needy? It's not that a person is born needy and another one is not. Research have demonstrated if right now there was a major war going on and suddenly the supply of food would become more and more scarce. some people who would normally not steal, normally not murder, would, because the need would be so great. But why would the need be so great? Because of the absence of sorry, there's somebody on the line that I'm gonna block right there. All right. So neediness is the result of lack of awareness of abundance. Of course, you act weird if you're not sure you can get and if you don't have enough. So if you want to get rid of neediness, start to embrace the awareness of abundance. And for that, you need to start to take more action. That's all. Ready for the next question, and Arash will take that one.
Vince, can you hear me?
We can hear you. I recognize the voice. How are you?
Okay, this is Blue. How are you doing today?
Blue. Looking forward to see you in Vegas.
This is Blue from Florida. I'm usually weighted down by my camera, and I can't get into a groove. And I'm usually like working when I'm going out to clubs. How do I become more of an essence of the party where people will want to gravitate towards me, and in general?
So
Yeah.
did you get that, Arash?
I got it, but I don't think I should answer it, honestly. So maybe you can answer.
Okay, Blue, we're soon going to see you in Vegas. So
Yes.
I think that you are making this more than it is. And I don't think that having the camera with you is a problem. You need to see that as an asset, and you should also do it without your camera. I know in Vegas you're going to take pictures, and you, of course, get the attention of women. Here's what it is. If you take pictures, women come to you. You got to be clear. You got to tell them, yeah, who knows? Maybe one of those days, once we get to know each other, I may take pictures of you. But for now, I'm more interested at a personal level. I'm here working for those guys. Okay? Because I remember when we last saw you in Vegas, you were initially you were fast at taking pictures of girls. Why? To get their attention. You will get more attention when you take pictures of selected individuals and you raise your standard, and there's no pictures of anybody else until they come begging for a picture, and then that's when you tell them, no, I'm here working for those guys, but I'll be happy to chat at a personal level. I'm done working at 2 a.m. Unless you'll be already sleeping, let's grab a quick cup of coffee. But promise me one thing, hold their hand. Don't ask me about pictures. We look forward to see you there, and I'll help you further with that when you be in Vegas, okay? Thank you, Blue.
Wait no longer, search no further. You are about to progress faster than ever with the most innovative, multi-dimensional mega event of a lifetime. The Global Seduction, Lifestyle, and Relationships Convention in Hollywood, September 23rd, 24th, 25th, 2016. So much more than a summit. Featuring only the best of the best true pillars of the pickup community. Vince Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, Bad Boy, Hypnotica, Adam Lyons, David Wygant, Aikido Mosley, John Keegan, and James Marshall. No conference can even compare. Nothing ever like it. Lectures, workshops, parties, club access, boot camps, VIP dinner, party bus, and lifestyle exhibit. But hurry, price goes up as event gets closer. So get your ticket today at www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219. That's www.globalslr.com or call 323-309-3219.
Yeah, we're ready for the next question.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's David Guns from Portland, Maine.
Hey, how are you?
I'm terrific, man. My question is, so during the week, Monday through Friday, my schedule's pretty tied up between my kids and my 9-to-5 job. So the main time that I go out and tell myself, like, my whole night is devoted to practicing pickup is Friday night, Saturday night, and just the weekend thing. So, I just recently got a job, and I'm driving strippers to different parties on the weekends and some weeknights as well. So that's pretty cool. But I'm with like the same girls, so I feel almost lately as if it's putting a damper on me going out and practicing But since I'm with these girls anyway, I want to maximize the time that I do have with them. I got a lot of window time, and we sit and we talk a lot. But so I don't know, any idea that you guys can give me on, like I asked Aikido, Rosh, you had stepped out on one of the last Q&As, and he gave me a really good answer, which is just like when you say hello and she asks you, hey, how's your day going? That's a perfect time to tell a DHV story. But aside from that, if we could take it like a step further and just anywhere else, I still want to be practicing, even though I'm with the same girls, and I switch girls once in a while. But since I'm spending a lot of time doing this, what are some of the ways that I can still practice?
Well, when you spend time with women that often, it does something for you that nobody else can do for you. It's not about, I get what you're saying, but the fact that you are spending time with women, you know, having these conversations, and these women are strippers, that will do more for your game in the long run than many things will. So I wouldn't say anything besides what is happening is going to end up compounding interest, like money, and suddenly you'll be very rich. And it'll all happen because you've become very comfortable dealing with women and talking to them. Once you know how to talk to beautiful women without, you know, getting all emotional, and I don't mean like, I mean like just kind of, you know, losing yourself. And once you have a conversation the way you and I are having a conversation, your game explodes. And that is only going to happen by having tons of conversations with women. And it sounds like that's what you're doing, so that's actually practice. And that's, to me, higher level practice than anything else, because one of the things that helps me get to where I'm at is I am always around women talking to them. So that I know that unless another man spends as much time as I do with women, they'll never be able to do what I can do. So now you are on this, you know, in this life situation that you've created that's allowing you to spend time talking to beautiful women, or attractive women at least. So fuck yeah, I wouldn't change anything about it personally.
Yeah, if I can expand on that just real quickly.
Yeah.
So it's doing a lot for me when I come back and when I'm during the week again, because I've taken a bunch of like dope pictures, and we do some kinky shit while we're out on the road. So that helps me like during the week when everybody's like seeing my Snapchat and shit. But so I'm the protector as well. When we go there and we're at the party, it's on me to make sure we get in, we do the job, and everybody gets out safe. So that's one of the, you know, the buttons right there is protector of loved ones or whatever, they're protector. When it comes to you and your girls, that's the other thing. Like when we're sitting on the street, they're like in party mode. So it's not like I want to bring them out of their party mode and we get into like some deep conversation before we have to go be lively again. And when it comes to like how you're hard on your women, like these aren't my girls, but I'm still wondering like if I should treat them the same, like tell them to expect more out of them than the regular guy who's going to be like, oh no, you're beautiful and you're just perfect the way you are. If I should, like, that's not how I am with them, but I'm also not like, no, you need to straighten your fucking hair and put some more makeup on either.
Well, if you're in the position to say that, you should, but if you're not, you shouldn't. I'm in the position to say that to them, you know?
Right.
I think that in life, if you're in the position to do it, you know, if you're not a manager of a place and you walk up and act like you're the manager of the place, it's not going to work. But if you're the manager and then you don't manage, then that's not going to work. So just find out what your position is. If your position is to tell them that, then tell them that. If it's not, don't. But it doesn't change what I said earlier in that you're talking to women. Whether you talk to them on the couch like I do, or in a car like I do, or anywhere, or you're talking to them right before a party. It's a fact of talking to a lot of women that we call that in Jiu-Jitsu mat time. How much time you spend on the mat is very important, and it can't be replaced. It gives you cauliflower ears when you're there for so long. So when you spend a lot of time with women, something will happen to the way you talk, and that's that. Regardless of all that. I mean, drop all that other stuff. Who cares? Who cares about telling them straight hair, not hair? What you're doing is you're accumulating experience points in a video game. And the experience points of, you know, you got this character, and now you enter this new world, new realm, and your character gets to talk to all these women. We come back after 10 days, your character is leveled up to level 10, while everybody is level 7. Why? Because you found a bonus area, a bonus round, that allows you to talk to all these beautiful women. So your character right now needs to, like Super Mario Brothers, run through and grab all the fucking points while it can, because that may not be there forever. That's what I have to say. I don't know what Vince has to say about it.
You need to broaden your awareness of your sense of pickup, and that's going to be for everybody as well. You know, there was that generation of PUAs that was, in a way, just doing what most guys have been doing forever and doing it on steroids, so to speak. It was a little more powerful, but it was still about the guy who's going to go out to talk to girls. There are women pretty much everywhere. So you need to broaden. You can still do the thing where you go, yeah, I cannot wait to go out on Friday, but don't do that and omit the fact that maybe on Tuesday there's a girl in line at Starbucks right behind you. You walking down the street, so it's 24/7. Like Arash always says, life is game, game is life. No more of that like selected pickup PUA mentality, because it's completely off, and it's as narrow as the mentality of any other guy. So that's the first thing. Then you need to really catch up with your current reality and feel blessed in it and have a completely new attitude. You know, you got to have a juicy attitude. Here's a challenge for many guys. At the level of skills, you really definitely must hustle, everybody on the call, because there, all due respect, David, there is so much you could do in so many different directions, aside from just having a conversation. I even have that thing that I call below zero escalation. Below zero escalation, it allows you to escalate in a way that no one could detect, because you do it almost in reverse, okay? So you could get them so fucking aroused in a way where you're telling them not to do that. You guys cannot talk about things like that, and that you guys shouldn't talk about things like that, you know? I'll give you a basic example. If it wasn't a work situation right now, I would say this, and that. But this is a work situation. And I don't know about you. I take my work very seriously. Wow. Now you get her gravitating towards you. And there's so much, you know. So you have to be relentless in acquiring the newest technology. It's funny. Everybody does that when it comes to little gadgets out there, okay? In September, there's a new iPhone that's going to be released. There's already people reserving it and so on. How many people will reserve in advance stuff for September, October, November when it comes to pickup skills? No. Most people are going to be like, oh, I already have a lot of material. You don't have a lot of material until you have a lot of results. And you never have a lot of material. What you have is a lack of action. Because a person, you know, on a regular flight, you can watch at least 1 to 2 movies. A person that watches a lot of TV throughout the day, TV addicts, how much TV, different programs do they witness during the course of one day? They can at least watch something like 14, 15 movies in a day. So why don't you start playing stuff in the background, videos and so on, and pick up ideas that will juice you. You won't be able to wait to try them. Okay? And the last thing, at the level of your mindset, watch out, because if for a long time a guy was feeling like, oh, no, it's not there, almost like the person that still is swimming even though they arrived on the shore, and it's like, dude, you're safe. You're on the shore right now. So you are. You need to relax a little bit and appreciate that, and stop telling yourself those stories of like, yeah, man, my pickup, this and this. There's not always a problem, you know? And if you become just a touch more grateful with your current situation, magic starts to happen. But if you only do that without hustling and acquiring the knowledge, then it's delusional. 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 ears, do the same thing, okay? Hustle with your knowledge, acquire any possible material you can, and review it and then integrate it. Because if you just hear it, it's going to tease you, but the odds of you utilizing it in the situation, having a recall of it at the right time, and doing it in a way that's sufficiently efficient so it produces a result, are very low until you watch and hear at least 7 to 10 times or more, assuming you fully apply yourself. Last, there's a guy, one of our students, I'll keep him private, but he found himself in a situation with strippers as well. And at first he brought too much of that, yeah, man, what should I do? And then we got him to relax, chill, and now he's betting them. So it's happening. You're blessed. Be grateful and hustle.
This summer, treat yourself with the dream hot babe-packed vacation and education of a lifetime. One entire week, ultimate, hardcore, badass, round-the-clock training and pickup with the world's top gurus. Announcing the 2016 7th Annual Pickup Academy Total Manhood Makeover, July 11th to 17th, 2016, in Venice Beach and Hollywood, California, with Vince, Kelvin, Arash Dibazar, and such guest speakers as Hypnotica, Aikido, Adam Lyons, and many more surprises. Party bus, makeovers, dance classes. Go to www.seductioncoaching.com to reserve your spot. Hurry, sliding scale. Catch the best deal now.
Who's taking the next question?
Solomon from Denver, Colorado. And my question is, right now, I'm definitely in that hustler mindset. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to really produce some results. Now I have two entrepreneurial businesses aside from working my 9 to 5. So my goal is to explode those. Now I know that I feel like for my archetype or who I am, people they say, hey, he's a nice guy. He's cool. I'm comfortable with him. I could talk to him. He's chill, but when it's on my end, when I start to express how excited I am about my businesses, or when I'm ready to find somebody just as excited as me, I always get a lot of pushback for my when I try to display or sell my products. So I wanted to know, what are some of those key differences between a person that is constantly making connections and selling a product genuinely versus a person who, is getting out there but getting a lot of pushback and really doesn't know how to overcome that.
I don't know what the difference between them is, but I can give you some advice that'll help you in your business, and it'll help you in your life, and it'll help you in your pickup with women. So it's the same advice all around. You think that the way that the question is being asked, and this goes for everybody. I'm not picking on you. I'm just answering your question, but it will help everybody. You guys think that it's the outside that's stopping you. The outside has nothing to do with stuff. Nothing from the outside can stop you. It's impossible to stop you from the outside. It's the outside that gets you to doubt yourself. And the moment you start to doubt yourself and you doubt your reality and you doubt your own creation, then your creation becomes shit. And at that moment, if you doubt yourself, as my old teacher Manu would say, if you're doubting yourself, why should I believe in you? Right? You know yourself better than anybody else. And there you are doubting yourself. Now think about this when it comes to pickup, everybody. Okay? There you go approaching her and you're doubting yourself. Why should she believe in you? You know you, and you doubt yourself. And you want her to follow you. No fucking way. Today something very interesting happened. I went to go get a tattoo. Prior to getting the tattoo, I walked over to the piercing place because that's where my piercings were done. Long story short, there was a new woman there. And I took her to lunch because I had 30, 40 minutes before my tattoo, and she came to lunch with me. We literally just met. She was a friend of the person who worked there, and she came to lunch with me, and we ate, and she'll be here in about 25 minutes. And stick around because I'll put a picture or a video in Beyond the Game Made of Fame Be With You if she shows up. And I had no doubts in my reality, and she was going to follow very easily. Then what I did is I made a call to a girl that has been wanting to be my girlfriend for a long time. I currently have 5 girlfriends right now. I don't have 4. I have 5. You just haven't met the new one. And so I was going to extend it to 6. So I called her and I said, I'm going to Las Vegas this weekend. She lives in Los Angeles. Why don't you come? And she kind of hemmed and hawed, and then she said, okay, I'm coming to Las Vegas. So then I called her back and I said, you know what? I really think you should be my girlfriend. Because it's the right thing to do. So then she was like, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, she's like, I cannot be with a guy who has 4 girlfriends. I said, no, correction. I don't have 4 girlfriends. I have 5 girlfriends. You're going to be number 6. And she's like, well, that's what I'm saying. I said, but you know what? That's your reality. And your reality is one way. I said, now let me explain to you where I come from. Why don't you enter my world for a second and see what I see? So then I proceeded to explain, and I was doing this because my jiu-jitsu coach was there. I was in his office, and he knows how great I am, but he's never really seen me do it live. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna have a girlfriend right now. Watch, this is how it's done. So then I talked to her for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I could feel the shifts in her take place. And then I said to her, I said, okay, how do you feel right now? She goes, I'm really excited. I go, about what? She goes, about being your girlfriend. I said, well, why don't you let it simmer a little bit? And tonight, if you still feel like you want to be my girlfriend, you're going to FaceTime me at 11 o'clock, and you're going to tell my girlfriend that you want to be my girlfriend and you don't want to be with any other man in the world, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, just go for it. I go, now listen, there's a very high chance you're probably going to play, and you're going to be all fucking weirded out, and I don't give a shit because it doesn't change anything in what I said, who I am, and who we are to each other. That's just your own issues. Then I said to her, you just hold my hand, I will lead you, and you will follow me. And when you do, everything will be just fine. Do you understand me? And she was like, yes. So now this doesn't mean she's going to call 11, but again, it doesn't fucking matter. What I'm explaining to you is the two moments from that Insta date to her coming tonight to me just calling some girl and being like, come to Vegas, and being like, okay, you should actually be my girlfriend because you're at that level, of being able to be claiming to be Arash's girlfriend. You cannot have any doubts in your head. So if you're doing, and that's easier said than done, but hey, that's the fucking practice you need to do, okay? That's the practice. The practice is for you to start to really, truly, 100% create your reality and not think that the outside has any say in it. The outside has no say in you creating your life. Zero. You create it, you cause it to exist, you move forward with total confidence, and the people who see it follow, and the ones that don't, shun them. Don't worry about them. So now that goes for business or anything else. I don't know the differences between what you asked me because I'd be guessing. But what I'm telling you right now, I'm not guessing. This is a fact. This is how it works, okay? If you want a powerful business, if you want to make that fucking money, if you're in that hustle mode and quote, then make sure that you have absolutely no doubt about what you sell, who you are, and why the customer needs that product. Then go out there and give it to them. And when you give them the product, make sure they give you money in exchange because that's how the world works. Nothing's free. That's my answer.
Wow. I'm still processing your answer, Arash. That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Well, my question is going to shock you a little bit. Solomon, you're my buddy. I really love you, so you don't take that personally. And that question will help everyone on the line. Okay? That answer. But here it is. Slow. A question that includes an explanation is really a masturbation question based on a lack of action, reflecting laziness blended with fear. When you ask a question and there's an explanation in the question, that means that you've been debating instead of acting. So you got to first improve the nature of your questions. Your questions should not have an explanation in them because fuck what was. Those people who are busy telling you the story before or even without the desired results, that's part of the problem. What you want is an outcome-driven question. How do I achieve X, Y, Z? What is the best and fastest way, in your own opinion, to achieve X, Y, Z? Okay? Because you got to let go of the story. The story keeps you bound. Now, everybody wants it. You got to realize, I have yet to meet a person who would say, I don't want more money. Okay? If you guys know somebody who says, I don't want more money, well, I have yet to meet a person who, even spiritual people, they will say, well, maybe give it to charity. I don't need more money, but give it to charity. I've yet to meet a person who doesn't want to do better in business or would want to have their own business. I've yet to meet a straight guy who doesn't want a fucking woman. Okay? Or a lesbian who doesn't want a woman or whatever. You understand that, right? So, wanting is not enough. And I want it real bad. I'm ready to do it. I mean, that's how I screen the guys who want to intern with me. Now, how come I know that so well? Because I've been the same. I've probably been even worse at it. So this is not a judgment, okay? I bring to you the gift of experience because I'm a little older and I'm a little bit more of a hustler. So here's the solution. You got to be willing to do what's difficult. You got to be willing. Doing what you normally do is only going to bring you more. So you got to train yourself. And it's funny. We learn from everybody. I'm getting a lot of tattoos, and my tattoo artist, he's a tattoo artist, but he's so wise. And he always does that thing. He said, we're going to start with the part that's more painful, and we'll take the longest, and then we'll work it from there. Okay? Another thing is I show up and I go, okay, let's do the outline of a new one. We'll color the next one next week. I want my arms to be filled. He goes, no, we're going to finish the coloring of that one, and then we'll move on to the next one. And I'm just like, wow. You know, sometimes you take basic ideas and you can apply them everywhere. You start to apply that in your business. You get up in the morning and you're going to go, what is the most difficult, painful thing that will most pay off that most people wouldn't do right now? Let me do it right now. So whether it's pickup or business, gentlemen, you got to be honest with yourself, and we're going to reverse it. Okay. It's the same. We live in a day and age where everything is at the tip of our finger. So we become so fucking lazy. And look around. I was at the store the other day, and there was a clerk in the aisle who dropped something accidentally. First, he dropped something. He kicked something with his knee while helping somebody with a product that was on top of the shelf. Now, why did that happen? Because he was half asleep, not paying attention, overweight, and lazy as fucking can be. And then I noticed how he looked at what he had just dropped that was on the ground and how long it fucking took that guy to pick it up. And now he's not a bad guy. He's not a mean guy, but he's a reflection of how people go about things in this day and age. And then guys wonder why they want a business, they want this, and they're not getting the results. All right? So you gotta hustle, you gotta fucking dive in, you know, or you bound with the masturbation question. But I promise you, the fastest answer to all the questions we heard tonight is massive action. Yeah, but it's so scary. I don't know what to do. Fucking do it. And you know, we gotta also say fuck to avoiding what's scary. How daring of us in a day and age where there's finally a sense of a fair level of peace and comfort around the world, regress ourselves 2,000 years ago and think about what we'll be facing today. Enemies, predator, wild animal, dying, drought, storms, and so on. Do you think in that day and age people had the luxury to be able to say things like, oh, yeah, but it's a little scary to go hunt for food. I much rather sit here and eat dirt. Okay, those are the thoughts. Arash, if you want something in conclusion, we have 2 more minutes, and then we're going to keep the live callers with us for a little bonus. Gentlemen, stay on the line if you're calling live. If you are listening afterwards, we're about to upload many, many more podcasts, and you'll find them. It will be renamed eventually, but so far you'll find the prior episodes at Vince Kelvin Podcast. And this is not the officially Real Kings of Pickup podcast, but we have to change the name, and it's in process. We have somebody helping us with that, and it takes a couple of weeks for it to be in effect. Okay, that's it on my side for tonight, but I will stay and listen in for the other questions. Meanwhile, Arash, in conclusion, for the podcast listeners.
Yes. Last night I spent about 40 minutes with my girlfriend explaining to them and trying to orient them. Orient means to get someone to see where they are. The orientation, right? You go to school, you get orientation. Here's the classroom, here's the bathroom. So I spent about 40 minutes trying to orient them to my newfound abilities and powers and who I am. And you need to do this every time you're in a long-term relationship because you go through changes. And if you don't do that, then what happens is people will try to relate to you as you were, not as you are. And that fucks everything up. So we do this often. However, I'm in a different place in my life. And tonight I concluded. It was a 2-day orientation I had to do, you know. And tonight at 10 p.m. I meet with them. At 10:30, there's a special thing I'm going to do with them, special ritual, and that will conclude who I am to them. But somewhere in the process, Electra has been with me for over 10 years and has the most knowledge when it comes to life. You know, I told her that I gave her a black belt in life recently. She got Manu's process to some degree really well. So she said to me, she very seriously and genuinely said to me, will you turn us? And that was a term of a vampire. You know, when a vampire turns someone and bites them. And she said, will you turn us? And I said to her, yes, however, you're going to be turned not because I bite you in the fucking neck, but because you're going to have truth. I said, truth will turn you into what I've turned into. And that takes a very high level of truth. Then today, as the day goes forward, and I observe her and I observe my other women interact, I recognize how far they are, how much they have to go to climb the ladder that I've climbed to be where I'm at in my life is such an enormous gap that I honestly don't know if they'll ever make it. The reason why I'm telling you that is if you want power, and see, I grew up craving power. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted, and that's what I have right now. If you want power, you can't fuck around. You cannot fuck around. The questions asked in your voice and in the question, there are so many lies that I can just tell clearly that where you want to go, you're not going to get there from that level. You're not confronting your life, everybody. You're not confronting your life. I'm wondering how many of you who claim that you really want to get your act together with women, I'm wondering how many of you I'll see in Las Vegas this weekend. And I wonder how many of you I'll see live broadcast, because maybe you live in Germany or some shit and you can't make it there, right? But the answer is simple. I will see a handful of you there. And that is the difference. Power doesn't come to those who just want it. Everybody wants it. You have to earn it. Now, if you earn it, then there's no limit to the amount of power you can have. I'm telling you right now, listen carefully. You listen to me and you tell me if it sounds like I'm lying to you. You listen to my voice and hear if there's any untruth in my voice or if I'm leading you on or I'm trying to say something that's not true. But I'm telling you right now.
Random guy.
The amount of power that I possess now is something truly unimaginable. And you're going to see it and you're going to witness the manifestations of my life. I have a hard time talking to you now, as I knew the day would come, because as I hear people talk, as I hear their posts, as I see them, you're filled with lies and you need to stop. You need to just cut the shit out. Okay? If you want to know how to handle life, you need to get to the truth of the situation. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to other people. And really grab the sword of truth and cut through the fucking illusions that this world has given you, and you bought it. You bought it. You cannot point the finger anywhere else. There's no reason why you guys are not sleeping with as many women as you want, or women are not breaking down your door to be with you. Now, you want that, and you want money, and you want confidence, and you want certainty, but you're not willing to walk the walk. So some of you, as I say that, I can feel you. You go, no, I'm willing to walk the walk. Not enough. Not enough. Okay? You're misunderstanding the effort that it takes. You're misjudging the effort. You think that you're opening a door that's a door to your house, but you're opening a door that's bolted 10,000 times shut throughout the ages. And the effort that it takes to open that fucking door is going to be a lot more than your bedroom door. Okay? So keep it in mind, because you can't lie to me. It's not going to happen. So you need to start being truthful with yourself. Do what it takes to make it happen for yourself. Stop lying. You're in the condition that you are because you deserve it. Every one of you. Good luck with your life.
You've been listening to The Real Kings of Pickup with Vince Hollywood Kelvin and Arash motherfucking Dibazar. Brought to you by www.globalslr.com. Call live every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to get your questions answered. Just dial 701-801-1220. Then enter 129-779-160. Followed by the pound key. To get your free pickup starters kit, go to www.seductioncoaching.com now. And remember, stay sexy.